Blackhawks are changing. The puck ends up behind the Blues net. Scar to the rookie right defenseman along the right near boards to Hull. He flips the puck to center ice, and it comes down to Dave Manson at his own line. He falls down. Peter Zezel on a breakaway. Shoots. He scores. Peter Zezel on a breakaway. And the Blues, just 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the season, score to make it 1-0. Paul Cavallini gets it up to Keith Osborne, and he dumps it out to center ice. Here's Jeremy Roenick, fine young player for Chicago. Still in the neutral zone. Now there'll be a penalty as Presley mixes it up. Now everybody gets in it. Secord, Yanni right in front of the Blues bench. Gino Cavallini is also there, and everyone pairs off in a hurry. They've got some big customers out there. Now Gino Cavallini and Trent Yanni away from the action. And you know, everybody is keyed up in a spot like this. Going to the penalty box is Tony Twist. He was the initial Blue involved. And now Dave Newell trying, John Kelly, to keep everyone out of the tussle with Trent Yanni and Gino Cavallini.
Here's the typical Blues Blackhawks regular season game. Cavallini and Yanni doing more wrestling than anything else.
We're going to see a lot of young defenseman Tony Twist. In his first turn this season, he got in the middle of things.
Well, Twist, the 21-year-old from Alberta, played in Peoria last year. And Brian Sutter could not say enough about Tony Twist in his synopsis of that young man this morning. He thinks Twist is a major heavyweight in the NHL, and Kenny compared him to the late Bob Gassoff, and that is pretty good company when you're talking toughness.
Now to Roberts over the line, right point to Hull, along the near boards to Oates. Blues setting up, top of the circle, Hull shoots and scores! Brett Hull!
St. Louis,
so Brett Hull makes it 2-0 for the Blues. He had 16 power play goals last year, and he is so dangerous from the slot.
Now both teams remain at full strength. Face off in the neutral center ice area. McGill controls to Doug Wilson. They're teamed on defense in front of Chevrier. Stealing the puck. Osborne, and his shot deflects high. And he's drilled down by Doug Wilson. Rink wide for rookie Keith Osborne. Nicely with the puck. Trying to get around Doug Wilson. Can't. And McGill back. He's hit behind the net by Gino Cavallini. Blues lead 2-0. Oates a feed for Brendamore off his skate into the corner in the Hawk zone. He's taken down by McGill, who roughs him up. And digging back forward is the rookie Keith Osborne. Around the far wing, Gino Cavallini can't get the puck. Manson does, can't get a shot. Zezel steals the puck. Partial breakaway. Now Manson back, dumps him, sliding to the crease, and Zezel loose puck. Chevrier has it smothered.
Well, Zezel, like he did on the first Blues goal, steals the puck. Manson lost it on the first goal, nearly got beat again, but he hauled down Zezel, but Newell let it go.
Scarta gets the puck, plays it in the corner now behind the net to Raglan. Raglan centers all the way back to the blue line. Lawler winds up a shot. Oh, that deflects wide, and Chevrier may have gotten a piece of it. Lawler at the left point again, a shot. And Lowry deflects it just wide, and then the puck poked by Chevrier into the corner. Savard for Chicago gives the puck to Troy Murray behind the play. Savard takes a dive, and there'll be a penalty. Herb Raglan will go off. Now Raglan and Van Dorp having words right along the near boards. Raglan will get a penalty for upending Savard from behind. Now Lowry coming in, and he's mouthing off at Wayne Van Dorp, who is a notorious tough man, and Lowry wants to get at Van Dorp.
The Blues were getting the original penalty as Raglan knocked down Savard. Might have been a dive, Ken, as you said.
Now Trent Yanni headmans to Kirk Graham. He backhands the puck in behind the net. Millen knocks it down for Tom Tilley. He's in trouble. Checked by Graham. Graham with the puck behind the net. Gives it to Troy Murray in front for Secord. Back to Conroy, and the shot wide. Now Momesso in his own end up to Mahar. And Mahar drives it over the boards, and out of play is Momesso. And Dirk Graham got into it along the far boards. Brown steps in. Now Conroy wants to get at Momesso, and the Blackhawks are all extremely mad at Sergio Momesso, who initially was involved with Dirk Graham. Now Momesso gives Graham an elbow, and Momesso attacked from behind by Secord, and Dave Newell better get a handle on this in a hurry. Now Secord and Momesso And there's no question about it. John Kelly, Al Secord is not the youngster he once was, but he's as tough as they come, and he's back in a Chicago Blackhawk uniform for this season, and they love him here in the Windy City.
Well, he spent 7 years here in Chicago, scored over 50 goals one year, but he's also been known as a tough guy. Secord came back and he upended a couple of Blues players. It all began when Graham and Memesso collided. Oh, Graham, a vicious elbow. And then I think Memesso got his stick up in the face of Graham. And that incensed Keith Brown. He came over.
You're not going to see many periods, John Kelly, better than this one.
No, would you take 240 of these? I'm sure you would. Blues lead 2-0. And the Hawks are going to get a penalty. By the way, not dressed tonight for the Blues. Brian Benning, Steve Tuttle, and of course Todd Ewan is serving a 10-game suspension stemming from the playoffs last year. He has 7 games to serve at the start of this year. In case you missed it yesterday, Vincent Riendo, the Blues #2 goalie, as Memesso goes to the Blues dressing room, along with Secord of the Blackhawks, he goes off as well.
There are 2 great 19-year-olds in this game. Jeremy Roenick for Chicago and our own Rod Brindamore. They are Calder Trophy candidates. Here's Lawler behind the net. Drills it into the corner. Hits the referee. Dave Newell. Loose puck. Lawler gets it back, but he's checked by Presley and Graham. Graham behind the net to Troy Murray. Chicago with a man advantage. Along the near boards to Yanni pinching in. In the corner to Presley. Back to Yanni. 13 seconds to go in the period. Now Presley in the near circle. Shoots. He scores! And it's 2-1 St. Louis. Millen is all over referee Dave Newell.
Out at center ice to Herkes with Hall and Memesso. Herkes across the line to Memesso, and his shot on left wing went wide. Now Hall gets it on right wing behind the goal for Herkes. In front to Hall, a shot. He scores! Brett Hall and the Blues lead 3-1. And back they come. Murray, long dump in. Blues goalie Greg Millen sets it up. Blues lead here 3-1. Oh, a big check on Roberts. And the Blues break away. Brindamore with 1 man back. And across the line, knocked down. McLean carries on though. Walks in, a shot, save, rebound. He scores! Paul McLean and the Blues lead 4-1. So now the Blackhawks, Larmer gets it. Then he comes back to center ice. Larmer can't work in around the Blues defense. Now Keith Brown steps across the line, a shot. And a pass, save, rebound. He scores! Larmer on the rebound. It's 4-2. Now Manson for Chicago. In across the Blues line, wrist shot, blocker saved by Millen. Now it's loose back there. Hawks are throwing their weight around a bit, but Zethel gets it for St. Louis. Plays it off the boards, and now down the ice, and now Raglan drops the gloves with Yanni, and here they go. Oh, Raglan with a couple of right hands, and he has stunned Yanni, and now he goes to the left hand, and down goes Yanni with Raglan on top, and he scored a decisive knockout there.
Raglan coming up the right wing. Yanni was at the left point. They ran together, and Raglan didn't hesitate, that's for sure. Herbie Raglan in his 4th season. Of course, he was a #1 draft pick of the Blues back in 1985. Not a goal scorer, certainly not a finesse player. But if he's going to earn his keep with the Blues in the National Hockey League, he has got to be very, very physical as he goes down steps early here late in this second period. There it is. He goes right into Yanni, who was standing up at the point. Raglan, I believe, just had his right glove fall off. And, of course, Yanni might have just said, oh, you're ready to go. And neither one hesitated. And as you pointed out, John, that was a very good matchup for Herb Raglan. He really let Yanni have it. But now Herb Raglan is going to get a 2-minute penalty for instigating that fight. A 2-minute penalty for instigation. And that means the Blues are going to have to be shorthanded. Dave Newell rules that Raglan instigated the fight. Well, he certainly didn't back away.
However, Ioni, I think, began the skirmish when he got his elbow up in Ragland, and then Ragland's glove fell off, Ken, as you mentioned, and maybe the referee construed that as instigating a fight because his glove fell off. Who knows? But Brian Sutter and the Blues not pleased about this. Mahar on the ice with Lowry, Lawler, and Paul Cavallini. Less than a minute to go in the second period. Now Mahar steals it from Manson. He's in alone, a shot. He scores! Rick Mahar, a short-handed goal as Manson coughs it up again, and the Blues lead 5-2.
Well, maybe they ought to put the blue note on the chest of Dave Manson. Manson in his own end overskates the puck, and the Blues' new captain Rick Mahar moves in. Cloutier backs in, and when Mahar doesn't make an initial move, Cloutier has nowhere to go. A little backhander, and Rick Mahar at age 35 still going strong. Manson has given up 2 goals on breakaways tonight. First goal of the game scored by Peter Zezel when Manson fell down in his own blue line. Well, thank goodness for Dave Manson. And the two teams exchange shorthanded goals late here in the second period. It's 5-2 Blues.
Into the corner for Savard. Sets up now for Wilson. And that shot was 5 feet wide. Back to Wilson again. And a shot, they score! At the buzzer. Will it count? The red light did not come on. I didn't think that went in time, Ken Wilson. Now they say yes.
Millen is going crazy. Well, John, I can tell you one thing. The light did not go on to end the period. Here it is, 3 seconds to go. Blues leading 5-2. Doug Wilson a shot, 1 second to go. There's the puck, slow motion, headed for the lower corner, and on the clock, time had run out. But look behind the net. The lights that would indicate the end of the period, which would not allow a goal light to come on, never came on. And this discussion is not over yet, and it would appear that they're going to rule no goal as Dave Newell explains things now to Rick Mahar and also to Doug Wilson right below us in front of the penalty time bench. Is Millen unhappy or what, at least initially?
Ken, one thing to keep in mind, really, the goal judge and the light coming on are really academic because that is up to a human to do that.
Savard now to Van Dorp at center ice. He can't get around Paul Cavallini, and he shoots the puck back into the Chicago end. Manson getting booed, has it in front of his net.
Certainly a very good defensive job tonight.
Now the puck at center ice. Van Dorp pokes it away from Paul Cavallini, and then he and Osborne look at each other. And finally, Twist steps in. Main event, Tony the Tiger, Tony Twist, and Wayne Van Dorp. Twist is here to step in, and he hammers away on Van Dorp of the Hawks before the linesmen, Jerry Bateman and Ron Asselstein, intercede. Oh, number 6, Tony the Tiger, Tony Twist. Brian Sutter just calls him Twister, and he's like a tornado, and he moved right in and made no mistake with Wayne Van Dorp. To Larmer, across the rink to Troy Murray, left point to Doug Wilson, back along the near boards to Murray. The Hawks have a golden opportunity. To the point to Doug Wilson, shot bounces in, deflection, the Blackhawks score. A battle along the near boards for the puck inside the Chicago blue line, and the Hawks clear it out. Paul Cavallini winds up in a long shot from center ice wide. And Osborne along the boards into the corner to Zezel in front. They score on a deflection. It may have gone off the Hawks defenseman Conroy. Gino Cavallini was blazing in front of the goal, and the Blues score to make it 6-3.
We'll get another look at it as the Blues Zezel simply drilled the puck in front of the goal, and I can't tell if Gino tipped it in. Anyhow, he did the right thing. He went to the net.
Now Oates leaves the puck behind the Blackhawk net. McGill back, hands it to Brindamore. Brindamore moves in front, and a backhand shot wide off McLean's skate. Centering, Brindamore shoots and scores. Stopped by Cloutier, but it went right through his legs, and he thought it might have gone in. Now Chicago clears the zone, and at center ice, a fight breaks out. Mike Lawler and Troy Murray. And Lawler trying to pin Troy Murray against the boards right in front of the St. Louis bench. Oh, this has really been some hockey game, and they're really going at it. Lawler trying to wedge Troy Murray to the boards, and John Kelly, Troy Murray is very, very strong.
But Lawler is doing a good job. Brian Sutter calls him one of the most intense players on the team. He's one of the assistant captains this year, and he really is honored.
He pulls up and then passes the puck behind him right onto Herkes' stick. The other way to Ragland, quick shot, and Cloutier gets enough of the drive to have it go wide. Behind the net, Ragland moves in front. Mahar shoots and scores. Set up by Ragland. Now the puck controlled by Chicago. In their own end, Graham out to Manson. Oh, he's sent flying by McLean. The final tonight, the St. Louis Blues 8, the Chicago Blackhawks 3 will return to Chicago Stadium. This is St. Louis Blues hockey.